It's Manchester City versus Arsenal. The Premier League is back. Could this is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm saying this after 4 or 5 games. Could Man City's title challenge be over before it's even begun? Can the sudden resurgence of might of Arsenal be one of the final nails in the coffin? Or are we going to see a repeat of the last 5 years in the Premier League where Arsenal get absolutely bodied by Man City? We're here for the next hour or so to preview this this mammoth Premier League game. Make sure you're hitting the like button, hitting the share button, hitting the retweet button. Here we go. Welcome. We've actually found a City fan as well for tonight's preview, which is amazing. We're joined by the wonderful Jan. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thanks.
Good. I know a lot of people tell me you won't find a City fan. They are like rocking horse poo. Like they're almost they're nowhere. They're nowhere. It's glad. I'm really happy that you're here with us. And of course, we're joined by Kish, who first time I think I've met you, and I've seen him on some of the other Arsenal shows. So welcome. And of course, we've got him here, Mr. Positive himself. The I rap rainbows, Gowers in the house. He's probably going to tell us they're going to win 5-0 and are on their way to a title challenge today, Arsenal. We know what Igao is like.
Stop this.
We want you to get your super chats in and everything else, but make sure you're smashing that like button for us as well. Oh, look at this. This is nice as well. And also joined by another rival. We love a rival here at the Football Terrace. CFC Gem in the house as well to give us his views and his opinions on proceedings. I am getting a bit of playback in the background where somebody is. Someone got like a TV on or something, or somebody in the room with them.
No.
Definitely hear saying might be Kish there. I'm not too sure. Situation. If you have got someone in the room, if you just mute until you're speaking, that'd be amazing. Thank you all. Where to start with this one? I've got to go to Jan first of all, right? Before we get to the game, why is your start to the season? I mean, it's been as shambolic as Man United, and you're meant to be, the new kids on the block, the big super team, Pep Guardiola and all that. Why have you started so poorly this season?
I think it's a little bit of lack of preseason. I don't even think we had a friendly. I think we just kind of went straight into the season. Didn't have a big break. We've had quite a lot of injuries. I think someone said today the fewest we've had injured is 5 players, and I think that's for this weekend. So we've had a few injuries, and then obviously on the pitch we haven't been great either. I didn't watch the Leicester game, but I saw obviously 3 penalties. That's 3 major mistakes. And I think we've just not been clinical again going forward. The Leeds game was a bit better from us, but again, we just can't seem to get over the line, So I don't know. I don't feel like it's something that's going to continue all season. I think it's probably due to us not having a striker fit. I think Laporte was out the first game through Corona. So hopefully with our new defender, hopefully we can push on and get a run of games, get some results. But for now, I think it's not going so well.
And I hear that, and I get that. I mean, it's only 1 loss and 1 defeat, but I think it's been a matter of the performances as well that's created that problem. I want to go to Igao on this. A lot of people have been phoning the show, especially Liverpool fans, and they've been saying City have finished, City have passed it, over for City now, the big downturn's coming. Do you look at City and still see them as a major threat and a difficult team to beat, or do you actually think they're past it like a lot of Liverpool fans are saying?
I think if they still depend on some of those players they had, the last time we beat them was in 2015, right? If they still depend on the Agueros and the Fernandinhos in this team, then they're going to have problems because they can't depend on Aguero as much anymore. They can't depend on Fernandinho as much. Their defense has been shaky ever since they lost Company. And their left side, they've been trying to sort that out so much. They've thrown money at it. They still can't fix it. They threw money at the center back situation this year. So I feel like they're in a situation right now where they're almost like an Arsene Wenger team from a couple of years ago, where their attack is still so potent, but their defense is now so shaky that teams have figured out a way to get at their defense, and it's happening more and more. So it's like you always say, Terry, if a boxer gets knocked out, he ends up being scared for the next fight, and he constantly keeps getting knocked out. So this is what City's going through right now.
So let me just hear that right again. So you think that City right now are like an Arsene Wenger team at the end of the Arsene Wenger era at Arsenal?
Yeah, that's what I would compare it to, especially with the fact that they're going through injuries, and you're seeing the lack of depth that they're starting to have when you go through that team. They lost Sane, they didn't replace him. They lost David Silva, they didn't replace him. They lost Kompany. It took them 2 years to replace him. You know what I mean? And it's constantly the same thing's going to go through. And this is the best chance for Arsenal to go to a top team and beat them away. We haven't done this in a long time. And you know what? This is the perfect situation. No Aguero, no Jesus, possibly no Kevin De Bruyne. This is for us for the taking.
Wow. Jan, I mean, I'll go back to you straight away on that. Do you think that's a little overconfident from an Arsenal fan, considering they haven't beaten City in the league at home or away for 5 years?
Mm-hmm. I think the last two home and away last season was 3-0. Obviously, we did have De Bruyne. He was a major part of the away win in particular. With City, I don't know. Anything can happen with us, you know. So if we turn up, we can beat anyone. You know, if we have a poor game, anyone can beat us. It's kind of like that at the moment. But I don't think it's that much of a problem that we're scared, because we did win it back to back, you know, before Liverpool won it. So I don't think our players have anything to be scared of. I just think we need to make sure we don't lose too much and end up too far behind. Because, like you say, if they go too far ahead, you know, at the moment we do have a game in hand. But you know, if we lose that game in hand and then, you know, they go ahead, I think we will struggle to claw it back. So we need to just make sure we stay up there. I think the first 10 games, you kind of just can't really tell who's going to win the league. But then beyond that, we need to start. I think we definitely need to get a run of games. We do need to beat Arsenal. We're at home. And even if we have players out, we still need to be beating Arsenal at home. So
well, I think you're right. Nobody wins the league title in the first 10 games, but you can certainly lose it. And I think that when I talk about City season, I look at City. Winning the league is the only achievement that makes it a good season from a Premier League point of view, with what you've spent, who your manager is, and what you've achieved in recent years. So I totally agree. Kesh, from your point of view, Gal's really confident going into this game.
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying, bro?
I think it's a case where we got to go there and make a statement. For me, the City team, it's been a thing where it's been a lack of quality replacement for their spine in terms of Kompany, and now Silva's gone. I don't think they recruit quite well. They bought Rodri last year, who didn't really kick on, but obviously I give him the benefit of doubt that he will kick on this year. And obviously, let's not forget that they didn't have a pre-season, so you never know. We can see a City that's actually kicking on this fixture that's coming up now.
No, I hear you on that. I think that makes a lot of sense in terms of them. Jem.
Yes.
You're obviously looking at this. You've got no dog in this fight to an extent, although you're a rival of both these clubs. Do you think it's right to do you think people are sleeping on Man City this season because of how poor they've started the campaign? And do you think that could be a dangerous kind of notion to take?
Yes, because irrelevant to them not making as many signings, they still have top quality players. And the fact they've still got Kevin De Bruyne, Sterling. If they can get Sergio Aguero fit, I think they'll still challenge for the title. It's just whether or not they can keep him fit throughout the season. And even get Jesus back as well. If they can just get them two strikers back, then I think they could be a serious outfit. I do think I agree with Agal in terms of that. If Arsenal are going to beat them, it's going to be now, because they have got a lot of injuries. And if Aguero is injured as well and he ain't back for the next game, I can only imagine it being, you know, a good thing for Arsenal. But I just think Arsenal are going to go there and pretty much set up how they have done against the top 6 teams for what we've seen in, you know, the past, which is just sit back and counter. And I just don't know how long they can continue doing that without actually getting punished against one of us. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I hear that. I really. There's a comment here from Wilson, one of our long-standing viewers, who's an Arsenal fan, who says Man City are vulnerable and they're not in great form. This is a good time to play against them. And I think that's a sound notion, as long as you go into the game knowing that at any moment they can rip you apart. You have to be on point. If you go in thinking, this is the best time to play City in 5 years, that's what I think. That's when you lose, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I remember a few years back. Remember Chelsea had that bad start to the season when Jose Mourinho was there. They were champions. I think they lost 2 of their 3 opening games, and then Liverpool were there. Arsenal were their 4th game. And I remember Arsenal fans going, "Best time to play him." And it was, I can't remember if it was Stamford Bridge or not. I think Gabriel got himself sent off, etc. And it was that. And you guys were in good form, and that's what Arsenal don't want to have happen here. Again, on Arsenal, they've signed Thomas Partey. Everyone, I think, is excited to see him play. Williams come in and replace Pepe on that right-hand side and look very, very strong so far. This new approach from Arsenal is there. There is a lot of talk from Arsenal fans that maybe with the signing of Thomas Partey, they're going to become a bit more expansive. They're going to be less pragmatic. Can you see them having the confidence to do that against Man City? Or do you very much think it's going to be you with a lot of possession and having to try and break Arsenal down? And if so, do you think you're in a good enough form to be able to break down this very resilient Arsenal team?
I think it will be a difficult game for us. I do think Arteta will still have that respect for City and Pep. I don't think he's going to go in there thinking he's going to win. Obviously, we'll try and win, but I don't think he's going to go in there overconfident. Willian does tend to play well against City, so hopefully he doesn't have a good game. And obviously, Partey is new, so we'll have to see. Hopefully, he's not settled in yet. But I don't know. There's talk that De Bruyne might be out because he's a bit tired. So if he's out, that changes everything. But I think, like I say, we're at home, and I think we should be beating Arsenal. So regardless of what they throw at us, we should be able to hopefully combat that and go on and win. But
yeah, a comment here from Neeks. We all know Neeks from Neeks Sports says Arteta knows. All Arteta knows is how to park the bus. Hey, Gal, I want to come to you on this. You've been telling us on this channel for a long time that when Partey comes in, this pragmatic approach, this park the bus is obviously the disrespectful word that people use to describe it. This parking the bus football will change. You'll become more expansive. You'll become more free-flowing. You'll change your system. You'll change your formation. Is that going to happen on Saturday against Man City?
I think it's too early to say that that's going to happen on Saturday because we haven't played too much. They haven't had a training sessions with each other. They haven't had the proper time to change everything. But I think he's probably going to set up the same way. And as much as you can say City are the better team and City, they can switch it on and they can win a game. The thing about City is they've been consistently performing through 90 minutes of games, where this season we haven't seen them consistently perform through the 90 minutes. It could be many different factors, but at the same time, you big up City. Don't forget, Arsenal can switch it on against any team. We've shown that we can do it against Liverpool. We've shown we can do it against City. We've shown that we can do it against any team. And even our last game, we did not perform well, but in a 4-minute span, we switched it on and we got 2 goals just like that. So it doesn't matter who you play in the Premier League, we can turn it on against anybody. And I'm confident in my team based on the past couple of performances and the manager. Arteta breeds confidence. And don't forget, he used to coach these guys. So he knows their weaknesses and their strengths. And that's one factor that I think a lot of people are forgetting.
Kesh, do you share the same confidence as Igao in terms of how good Arteta is, the confidence that he breeds? I think you're not going to have the majority of the ball in this game. That's obvious. And are you happy with that approach?
I'm happy with that approach. The reason why it's being is because I think we're going to have a lot of turnovers. If Partey do start, I think you will see him being man marking De Bruyne, and I think we will hit City on the counter quite a lot. You'll be surprised at how much chances Arsenal will make this game. Let's just say that.
No, I hear you on that one. And Jem, I'll take away from this game for a minute. Do you actually think there's going to be a broad change in Arsenal? Yes, we know that even before Partey, when they play the lesser teams, they're more open, they have more of the ball, they're expansive, they attack. And that's, in fairness, I know we always like to attack sort of Jose and Simeone teams. They attack the lesser sides. They always used to. Do you see there being a fundamental change in the system at Arsenal now that Thomas Partey's there? Or do you actually think why fix something that isn't broken? It's probably the best Arsenal we've seen in 10 years. So do you think it's too much of a risk to go, let's change it and try a new system that we don't know if it works or not?
What I think Thomas Partey brings to Arsenal is I think he brings them options in terms of tactics and formations because they can roll up against the top 6 teams and they can continue playing the way they have under Arteta, which is sit and a counter-attacking football. But then, like you said, they can also turn it up, still have Thomas Partey in the team, but play 2 8s in front of him and play a bit more attacking. So it gives them a lot more. I think it gives them a lot more in terms of of options. For me, it's just proof in the pudding with Arsenal. Yeah, they've got all these players. It's a bit like us. Like I just need to see it. It sounds good that they're going to be doing this, doing that, etc., etc. But I just think we need to really see it, see what they're about, and then I'll talk about it then, sort of thing.
No, I think that's a fair point. We've all signed players, all of our teams, United, City, and Arsenal, Chelsea, where we've gone. They're going to change the world. It doesn't happen. We've all done that. City, with about how many fullbacks you signed there in the last 5 years? About 28,000, something like that. And like you've had that Man United with pretty much every position we sign a player in, doesn't work out. So we're in that mode. And of course, as a Man United fan, as Chelsea and City fans, we'd love to see Thomas Partey fail at Arsenal. Why would you not? Like, it'd be a weird thing. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Keep hitting that like button, please. Really important to the channel that you get that done right now. Smash it. Send this past 1,000 likes, please, please, please. For anyone interested, England are still losing 1-0 to Denmark after that slag Maguire got stupidly sent out. That's all I can call him. In fact, like his second yellow was one of them bad tackles where he won the ball for the follow through. Yeah. In the modern day game, he's going to get a booking for that. But he was stupid getting himself booked in the first place. So he deserves to go. Jan, last question. Who are the biggest threats in the Arsenal team? Who are you concerned about? And who do you think Pep's going to have to put a special plan in place for to stop from being able to, stop them from hurting you?
Aubameyang, he mashed us up when we played in the FA Cup. So, and he's so clinical. So we just need to hopefully contain him. Thankfully, we have bought a centre-back now. So I think with Laporte and Diaz, hopefully it should be better than who we had last time. So yeah, hopefully them. I think William tends to play well against City, but that was for Chelsea. So I don't know what he's going to do for Arsenal, but he does play well against us. And obviously Partey is new, so we need to kind of keep hold on him. Pepe down the wing. I don't know. It's depends. With City, it can sometimes be the players that you don't expect that play well against us. So yeah. I think Pep will keep an eye on the key players, but you never know. With us, it could be David Luiz that scores a header. I don't know. So
no, that's true. I mean, if Aubameyang doesn't score a goal, who else can pop up and be a match winner in a game like this against such a big and quality side?
If Aubameyang doesn't score, we have to see goals contributed from either Willian, Pepe, or Lacazette. And Lacazette has scored every single game that he's played so far this season for us, pretty much. I think he has 3 goals so far. So Lacazette has shown that he can score. And Pepe needs to switch it on. And this is your year, Pepe. We need you. We need you to show something to us, because I honestly think the club will ship him out if he doesn't perform by the end of next season, by the end of this season. And Willian, I don't know what to expect from Willian. He's on and off, and I kind of get where Chelsea fans are coming from when they say he's on and off. But I still have high hopes for Willian, because he's better than what we had in Reece Nelson. And in that case, from our midfield, I expect Thomas Partey and Ceballos to produce more than a Xhaka and Elneny partnership. Even though I'm not making fun of those guys, I'm just saying they're better players, let's be honest, when it comes to creating and building up the attack. So that's what I'm expecting from the team, scoring-wise.
I hear that. I mean, what's interesting with Arsenal looking at this, Lacazette's your top goal scorer on 3 goals this season. And then you've got Saka and Nketiah, Gabriel, Pepe, Aubameyang. I actually was shocked to see Aubameyang only on 1 goal. You've been a very low-scoring team this year, although you've won quite a lot of your games, if that makes sense. So more goals does need to come, but I suppose if you're going to stick with this pragmatic style, maybe or maybe not. From your point of view, Kesh, who's going to be key for Arsenal in this game for you to go and get the result, whether that's a victory or a draw? I think who is going to be, who needs to stand out and be absolutely on point for you to have an opportunity of doing that, mate?
Gabriel, I think this will be a test for him, because most of the teams we play, like the West Ham, the Fulham, a lot of balls do come down the channel, like in the air and everything, but you'll be playing against players that's willing to make the run in behind, take it to feet. So I'd love to see what he's going to come. What's the solution going to be defending against the likes of Sterling, De Bruyne running at him, and hopefully we'll see it. Aguero. I do want Aguero to play.
Yeah, I
just
get
to
that.
see who's testing.
Up against the best. Neeks, from your point of view, brother, I know you were in the comments section. I thought, I'll get man on here. We're all about rivalry here at the Football Terrace. It's the best part of football. Like, it literally is. I was thinking about I've said so many times, if you got rid of rivals, people say to me, you're obsessed with your rivals. I'm like, yes, bro. Without them, I'd stop watching football. It'd be boring.
Listen, Terry, I thought that Ty was deluded. But Egal, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's more deluded than Ty because I think that would be a disrespect to both Ty and Egal. I think Ty probably lives on the fact that he's so deluded. But oh my goodness, Egal, like Arsenal are not perfect, but he doesn't. I mean, I'm not saying you should have a bad word to say about your team, but there seems to be no level of analysis when it comes to Arsenal. It's just that the light is always at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes it's a dead end. Sometimes it's a dead end. And listen, when Arsenal go to the Etihad, it's a dead end. Let's be honest. When's the last time they won there? Is that Santi Cazorla time? 2015. Was that the time when you lot, again, I guess you lot not part of the bus, but you play counter-attacking football and everyone's like, oh, finally Arsene Wenger, you're not going to go there and open up. You beat Man City in the FA Cup. Granted, you deserve to win that game. You sat back. You beat Chelsea in the final. You sat back. You beat Liverpool in the Community Shield and in the cup the other day, the EFL Cup, and you sat back. And but you're talking about we can, like, I don't know, go toe-to-toe with any team. We've shown that. You haven't shown that. What we do know is when Arsenal do go toe-to-toe, you lose. That's why you've decided not to go toe-to-toe. So, I mean, because what's going to happen is they're going to lose. And then you're going to hear, if Partey starts, oh, we only had a few training sessions. If he doesn't start, oh, we needed Partey. Like, let's be honest. Man City and Arsenal are on two different levels. They're on two different levels. Arsenal had a good start to the season, but their manager is still Pep's cone boy. That's what it is.
I don't think anyone's denying that City is a level above us. No one's denying that. But what I can say is we've got a game plan. For far too long, we've gone into games against the big teams without a game plan. And this team is willing to work for this manager. And when you look at the likes of Aubameyang, I know some people say he goes missing, but when they come up against Mendy, that works in his favour because you end up forgetting that he's out there, and then next thing you know, he's in. So I think that's going to work to our advantage if Mendy does start. Don't be surprised Arsenal pull this out of the bag. Let's not write ourselves. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I don't want to write you off because it's football. Of course, anything can happen. But even with Man City's injury, so Aguero and Jesus might be out. I think De Bruyne much in that. But all the odds are stacked in Man City's favour. Literally. If they fail to win, they've failed. They've actually failed. It's not a 50-50 game for me.
Listen, Neeks, I respect your point, but let me tell you this. This is where I'm coming from as an Arsenal fan. We have never had this opportunity where we've seen them this vulnerable, and we can smell the blood. And they're going to be missing key players to their team that have been integral for years. In Kevin De Bruyne possibly being out.
De Bruyne's playing.
I don't know. They're saying possibly he could be out. Aguero could be out. Jesus definitely probably going to be out. With those guys being missing, I don't know where their goals are going to come from. Is it just going to be Riyad Mahrez and Sterling are going to go riot on us? I don't know. But what I can tell you is that gives me a level of confidence going into this game away from home, facing a team that is extremely vulnerable from their past performances and missing key players in their team that usually would scare us.
Answer me this, guy. If you don't win, what are you going to say? Because you're telling me this is the best time to play Man City. So if we lose,
I'll take it on the chin. I'll say we lost. I expected us to win.
No, but I mean, but I'm saying, as I said, it seems like it's just again. I'm not trying to. I think you're a bit unrealistic from what you're expecting from Arsenal. The way that you said that you can basically match up with any team, we've shown that. I don't think you have.
I didn't say that. What I said was we've shown against any team we can switch on for a couple minutes. Like even against Liverpool not last year, but the year before, or even 2 years before that, you've seen that they came to our house. They thought they were going to win. Last couple of seconds, we just switch on and we end up nicking a draw. Or any other team that we face, we can switch on and show you a 5-10 minute span where we're playing amazing football. We're not consistent, but we can switch on at any moment and give any team.
Dale, you know you've only been doing that recently, didn't you? That's not something you've been doing for
we've been doing that for years. We've been doing that for years. I can remember Liverpool at our house in the wintertime, 3-3. We drew 3-3. We switched it on. We came back from a beating.
No,
You had
no,
nothing to get
no,
from.
no,
Sorry,
no,
Cal, your record against the top
no,
six.
no.
It's been atrocious. It's been
No,
atrocious.
I'm not talking about a record.
Okay, in terms of of course, every team at any moment, its capabilities of doing that. You know, I saw Wigan come from 2-0 down to beat you guys 3-2 in the last 5 minutes of the game before anyone's capable. Arsenal's record against top six opponents up until the last 3 or 4 months for a decade has been poor. Let's not
Been
rewrite
terrible.
here
That's what
again.
I'm saying.
It's been terrible. It's been
100%.
terrible. What I will,
I think it gets sorry, Cash. What I think Neeks is alluding to, correct me if I'm wrong, Neeks, putting word in your mouth here. You're saying it's a great time to beat them. I think we can win. I think we can do it. If you get beat and lose, I think what Neeks is saying is you won't come out and go, do you know what? This was poor today. Arteta got this wrong today. We should have stayed. It will just be like there'll be an excuse as to it's still brilliant. We're still amazing. There's still this massive light at the end of the tunnel. There'll be no criticism. I think that's where people have an issue with you, Gal. You paint the positive picture. When it doesn't quite go how you say it's going to go, you still spin it into a positive, brother. That's what I think Neek is saying there. Maybe. That's how I'm interpreting that anyway.
And you know what I'm saying is one thing. You can count us out at your own will. At the end of the day, we might surprise some people.
I mean, I don't care.
It's not
I don't actually care. Like Arsenal, Man City, whatever in it. Like, well, I mean, I guess Arsenal's more of our rival this season than Man City, and I don't want Liverpool win the league. So whatever happens, happens. I'm just saying. I think you're obviously yes. I know you're an Arsenal fan, so you have to be confident, of course. But I just get a sense you're talking about don't count out Arsenal. I think you're taking Man City a bit lightly in the sense that Aguero's out, Jesus is out. So watch out, Arsenal kind of thing. I'm like, well, I mean, a lot of their second choice players would walk into the Arsenal team anyway.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a super chat here from Aaron that says, how can Igal call Partey a top 5 CDM? He's not better than Charismo, Kimmich, Brozovic, Fabinho, Kante, not even even Ndidi's imbaitable. People hyped Rodri like this. Aaron, thank you very much for the super chat. Jan, I want to speak Man City. Here. Of course, tough time we mentioned. Who's going to be key to you? Which of your boys need to have like A-star games to be able to beat this very resilient Arsenal team?
I think the key, based off last time, the key would be the defense. You know, we need a strong partnership at the back. We've not had that because it's kind of been Otamendi 1 week, Stones the next, Garcia the next. We need a strong partnership with Laporte and Diaz. So hopefully them two can connect. But again, it's going to be their first game together or second game together. So they might not have gelled yet. But I think they're going to be key in stopping Aubameyang coming through, or Lacazette, whoever plays. And I think Fernandinho, because, you know, if you look at our team with and without Fernandinho, it's a shambles basically without him. So Fernandinho is one of our key players, and obviously De Bruyne in terms of attack. So if De Bruyne, Fernandinho, and Laporte or Diaz or both of them play well, you know, I think we should win. But we kind of need them all to play well.
Yeah.
But I think one of the games that we lost, Fernandinho came off, and it was obvious that's why. The draw, I think he came off. So we were poor after that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and sorry, it's very rare that we get to actually have a City fan on it, so it's quite nice to have one to actually have a chat to. But in terms of what City have done in terms of signings this season, are you happy? Do you think you could have done a lot more in terms of what you brought in?
I think our fans in general are not happy because they wanted a striker, because I think we can't seem to keep Aguero fit. Gabby, you know,
it's trash.
He's good, but he just misses far too many chances. So I think we need someone that's clinical. We could have done with Aubameyang, really. We need someone that's clinical.
If you'd offered him more money than Arsenal, then he would have done he wanted this year. Igal, I want to ask you a question, bro.
Yeah.
How do you stop? Let's say he's playing. It's hypothetical. How do you guys stop Kevin De Bruyne, second best attacking midfielder in the league behind Bruno Fernandes,
Mhm.
A wink. This is a joke, right? How do Arsenal stop him? And which of your players has the capabilities of nullifying arguably the most creative player in the world?
Honestly, man, the easy answer is you don't stop him. You have to stop the people around him from getting in good positions. So you have to make sure that your guys drop deep and build a low block and make sure that they don't find those easy spaces, because he can find the balls no matter what. I don't think Kevin De Bruyne by himself cannot beat you, but if you get everyone else, if you let everyone else get your way with you and let them get around you and let them run behind you, it's never going to work out for you. So I think the key is you let him do what he's doing, but just make sure the people around you, make sure they're controlled, because at the end of the day, he's not going to be the one that's scoring all the goals. He's trying to create most of the time. So make sure you keep your eye on the guys at the forward line in front of him.
Terry, there was a comment from Manas Subedi. Jesus is similar to Cavani. Let me tell you, if Jesus has half the career of Edison Cavani, he will be delighted. The guy is not fit to carry that name. Jesus Christ.
I mean, yeah, man's literally named after our Lord and Savior. Yeah, what a name for the kid. Like, I know it's very common in Brazil to be called Jesus or whatever, but that's such a difficult name. Like, imagine naming your kid Jesus here. That'd be hilarious, bro. Like, what's your name? My name's Jesus. Honestly, you wouldn't make it out of school where I grew up. Oh, wait, your trainers are getting nicked, your dinner money's gone, like you're finished, bro. Because Jesus. We had a guy in our school called Marvelous, and he got enough stuff to stick just for being called Marvelous. Anything more biblical than that, bro? A lot of Arsenal fans loving what you're saying there. From your point of view, Kesh, who are the danger men that you need to stop? Barring KDB, which we mentioned, who else do you think is imperative you've got to nullify, and how do you think Arteta is going to do that?
I think the next one is Walker. You know, I do fear Arsenal, like on that side, Walker running out of defense. Like when you look at the likes of, probably it's going to be Kolasinac over that side, because I don't think Tierney will be playing. Like, the guy is just a minute away from just doing something silly, whether that's giving a foul away in the box or just turning off and letting his man go past it.
Yeah, no, I understand that completely. I think the fullbacks of City are interesting. They're not sort of regarded in the same way as, say, Liverpool's are. And I certainly think defensively that they get left wanting a hell of a. It's amazing how much criticism Trent gets from being an average defender and a brilliant attacker, and you very rarely see that same thing criticized of Kyle Walker, who I think is a good defender and a good attacker. I wouldn't say he's well. If you take his pace away, there's not much else about Kyle Walker.
They save it all for Mendy, because Mendy ain't a footballer. I've been saying it. He's a social media influencer.
That's a bit harsh.
Come on, man. The guy is listen. Paul Scholes came out saying that Martial has conned us believing that he's a striker.
Mm-hmm.
Mendy has conned us in believing he's a Premier League footballer. How has he got a World Cup and 2 Premier League medals? The guy's played about 5 games in the last 3 years.
I think you have to be a bit easy on him. You have to remember he had a terrible injury when he first came in. I just don't feel he's recovered from that injury. I do admit it's time to move on from him, but you're being a bit harsh. He was a quality player. He was a quality player too.
There's bare man on the end who could have been footballers if they didn't get a knee injury. What can I say?
But he's shown his quality though. That's the difference. He's actually shown his quality up until that injury happened.
Yeah, no, I do hear that. We're gonna do your starting lineups before we go into. Then we do some predictions later. We're gonna open the lines up, not Skype. And open up the StreamYard line so people can come on and have ask some questions of the panel tonight. So Jan, I want to ask yourself first, what would be your formation and who would you pick to play in it for City this weekend?
Obviously it depends who's fit, but obviously I would start Edison. I'd play Cancelo. I love Cancelo. So I'd definitely play him. Ruben Diaz, Laporte, probably Walker based on form. And then in front of that, obviously Fernandinho, Rodri as well. I think Gundogan's injured anyway, so he's not an option. Raheem Sterling, he might have a knock, I'm not sure. They're saying that he might play. So obviously I play Sterling. If not, then Mahrez. Ooh, up front, I'm not too sure because I feel like he'll play Sterling up front. Yeah. But if not, it might be Bernardo Silva. I don't really know. It depends who's fit. I can't see him playing Delap. I don't think he will play an actual striker. So I would actually play Foden up front and play Sterling on the wing, but I don't think he will. So yeah, I'm not too
Couldn't
sure.
Kevin De Bruyne play that role for you guys?
Oh yeah, well De Bruyne doesn't normally play that far forward. He'll normally play behind. But I think the deeper De Bruyne is, the less effective he is. So he needs to be right behind. Yeah, he needs to be right behind. But
Did you say Fernandinho and Rodri in the middle?
well, no, it depends on who's fit.
No, 'cause I think he went with both of them. I think he went with both of them in was it the Leeds game? I think it was. And I just don't think it worked when they got the double pivot. I think when they got a single pivot.
Yeah, but he took Fernandinho off.
Yeah.
That's when we crumbled. So yeah, I think if one of them has to miss out, obviously it's going to be Rodri. But I don't. Pep could play any formation. We don't really know. I can't see him playing a striker. I think he'll play Raheem up front. That's what he'll do. So.
Yeah.
James has been sent off for England as well. I'm not too sure what for. Sorry, I was just the game's finished. It was after the incident. Recently sent off. What a way to mark your first competitive start. Emotions are running high, that you can tell just by watching that game. Gal, coming to you next. Obviously, a big weekend for yourselves. A real good chance for you to put a real marker down to say we're here to compete with the big boys. Are you going to change this 3-4-3 formation or not? If you're not, who starts this game for you? And the two key players, will Partey start? And Gabriel was dropped when you played your first real test in the league. Do you think he'll start? So give me your team and let me know if those two players are going to be in it.
Okay, so first, we already know first name on the team sheet, goalkeeper Leno. No one else is going in it for him. Then I'm going to start with the back three. It's going to be Holding, David Luiz in the middle, and Gabriel on the left, because I think Tierney's not going to play this game because of that whole COVID situation with Scotland. And I think Gabriel will start on that left-hand side where he played a lot over in Lille. Now, I'm going to put Bellerin on the right as the right wing back. I'm going to put Ainsley as a left wing back, which he did good against City last time we faced them. And my midfield is going to be Ceballos and Partey. I'm going to put Partey in right away because I think he's going to be ready to play the first game. And if Arteta doesn't play him, I would actually wonder what's the reason why he wouldn't be playing in this game, because we do need a midfielder like Partey. And with him in the team, it allows us to have somebody who can play box to box, and it does a lot for us as a team. And the front three will be Aubameyang on the left, Lacazette up front, and I think Pepe will not play this game. I think Willian will start.
Yeah, I think. So who did you say in the middle?
Ceballos.
Partey and Ceballos.
I think he's going to go Xhaka and Partey if Partey starts. I think Xhaka will start. I think Xhaka's starting. I think.
Interesting.
He brought on Ceballos against Liverpool, didn't he, at half time?
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll probably bring on Ceballos if he needs to change the game.
Can't you just play Ceballos further up and just have Xhaka and Partey hold it?
He done that last game with, I think it was it Xhaka and Elneny that started in old Ceballos further ahead.
Yeah. Well, Kesh, what would you do, mate? Would you make any changes to Igal's sort of personnel, or do you think do you see it a different way?
Well, for me, it will be Leno in goal. It'll be Bellerin on the right. You put Luiz, Gabriel, and Olden in there. I'd have Saka or Maitland-Niles playing at left wing back. For me, you've got to start Xhaka. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Xhaka, but you've got to start him. You don't just suddenly just drop Xhaka and then put Partey in. I can understand if you're going to play a three in the middle, then yeah, you bring Partey in straight away. But he's not going to be up to the speed of the Premier League straight away. Yeah. And to be playing just two midfielders in there, he might get lost. Let's be honest, he might get lost. So I'll play Xhaka and Ceballos. That's who I'll start with. Then I'll have it depends on if Maitland-Niles is starting wing back. I'll put Saka over there as well, and Aubameyang and Laka. So it'll be Saka on the right, Aubameyang on the left, and Laka up top.
There we go. Well, I need to address the super chat. I realise you're worried when Gunners are happy. We are the underdogs. If we lose, it's expected. If we win, it's a masterclass. Worry about United's relegation. Just a couple of things on that. Firstly, this is a Man City Arsenal preview, so we have to talk about your precious club. Grow some thicker skin. grow up a little bit. And also, I love that bit there. We're underdogs. So if we lose, it's expected. If we win, it's a masterclass. That is such weak mentality.
Yeah.
I agree.
So weak. It's
Agreed.
unbelievable. We're gonna go to the lines now. Let some callers come through. We've shared the link a few times already, so keep trying to call in and come and have your say. First up is young Samuel. Samuel, tell us whether it's a question or a statement. You've got a minute or so. Say what you got to say, bro.
All right, listen, I'm not worried about that ball for Pep Guardiola, yeah? My man's finished, yeah? He's been carried by Lionel Messi. That's the reason he has a career. First of all, I think, you know what? We've got more of a chance to win that seat than we have in years. You know, I trust
Well, I had to cut you short, brother. I had to cut you short there. You say a man relied on Messi. How did he win back-to-back champions and do the Centurions when Messi doesn't play?
Listen, because all he had was the oil money. They are £1 billion, yeah? Okay, give me £1 billion. Give Neeks £1 billion.
As I promise, like, and even it's been a weird these past few months, and knowing I'm.
Samuel, please stop. It's not happening for you today. Listen, bro, thank you very much for coming on. Say, bro, we'll chat to you again soon. Listen, you come on here these days and start chatting. Something's going to happen. Next up is going to be Zach. Zach is with us now. You've got a minute, bro. Impress us. Go.
I'm just going to say, let's just not get too confident because we know this Man City side, they can rip us apart just like that. I'm hoping we can get a draw, maybe a win, but I don't want to get too confident because Man City with Kevin De Bruyne in their team is unstoppable. And I don't think Thomas Partey will start because he just came recently, and I don't think Arteta will risk him in this game. And I hope Aubameyang can get a goal, nick a goal, and show that when we park the bus, we can actually win games away from home. That's what I would say.
Yeah, bro, appreciate you coming and having your say. That's a nice view there. Like, I didn't mean to go to the camera just of me. Hi, peeps. I think it's a sensible view in relation to that. Next up on the show, he's put his name in as KSI. We know it isn't the KSI. It would be amazing if it was. It definitely isn't. KSI, welcome to the show. You've got he's already bottled it. Next up, we've got a City fan. Oh, we've had two. We have two on the same stream. Like, is the world going to end? Is that YouTube going to crash? I don't know. Kid City with us. Kid City, you got 1 minute, my friend. Impress us. Go.
Oh, man, Terry. If we lose to another back three, I'm going to jump out my window. I really hope Pep understands what he's doing this time, man. I just can't handle losing to these back threes because of the way we play, the way Pep wants to, he loves getting counterattacked. That's like his fetish, getting counterattacked by people playing back threes. I just don't get it.
It is true. It does seem to be a weakness of late up against these sides. And I suppose this is a test for someone like Pep because he gets lauded as being the greatest around. But if you keep getting beat by teams that play a back three, when you're that great, you've got to do what Fergie had this 3 or 4 times in his career. And the only manager that he didn't learn to overcome, and it was more a timing issue because man was 73, well past pension age, was Pep. But every time Fergie came up against a new challenge in the league, or a team or a style that was getting the better of him, he overcome it. And this is why I'd love to see Pep do it from take myself out of the equation as a United fan. I'd love to see him overcome this style of football that's been really difficult for him to beat. I really would. Thank you, Kid City, for coming on. Guys, I mean, Jan, why is it a back three? Why is a back three cause so many problems?
Do you know what? I think it's just because with City, if people come at us, we normally handle it quite well because then we can kind of counter them.
Yeah.
But I think teams that kind of park the bus against us and then all it takes is one ball. You notice with a lot of the times that we've lost, they've had one ball through, someone like Stones will make a mistake and they're through on goal, one-on-one with Edison and, it's a goal. Or their only shot on target is a goal. And then we're trying and it's just not working for us at the other end. So I don't know. I think it's just the way we set up. You've got a fullback, a forward, and it's just they just managed to contain us and kind of overcrowd us in that area. So I think hopefully we can overcome it, like you say, hopefully.
think what's interesting is that I remember 2 years ago, Neeks was in a studio with us lots back then. People were saying how pragmatic football's dead. It will never come back. It's all about the free flow and tiki-taka. And we've seen again in the last year or so, pragmatic football come back. And what I love about Arsenal being the pragmatists now is that their fans for 15 years were like the most vehement attackers of any style that wasn't open and expansive. And it's because Arsenal were going through what City are going through now, and even a little bit like what I've seen Liverpool go through, where they struggled against teams that played a low block against them, and it used to wind them up. It was like, well, please just play. If you play, Arsenal used to almost cry. Wenger was the master at this, crying, oh, you're anti-football. It's like, no, what you mean is that you want people to open up so you can catch them on the jaw easy. As soon as they defend and cover up and they counter, you've got no answer for it, so you're crying. Alexander here with an outrageous, but thank you for the super chat. Says Partey is a world-class player with physicality, dribbles like a Brazilian, tackles like a prime Maradona, makes
Maldini,
and makes Arsenal a much better team overall. Egal, is that an exaggerated breakdown of Thomas Partey?
That's a gal's burner account.
Yeah, definitely. That is definitely linked to a gal.
No. Let's be honest. Thomas Partey is really good at dribbling the ball. When it comes to world football, he's ranked up there with the top midfielders at dribbling the ball. And his physicality is well known. Saying he's world class, it's up to everyone's opinion. Everyone has their own definition of world class. To me, my definition of world class is top in your position. And to me, I still think he's top 5 in his position.
So you endorse that super chat?
I would say Thomas Partey is world class, yes.
I'm only messing with you on there. We've got a few more questions here. We got Ras on the line. Ras, you got a minute, bro. Impress us.
Hello, Terry. How you doing? Great show. First thing first, Arsenal fans, please calm down. Have you forgotten you finished 50 points off the top last year? It's only 3 games into the season. You ain't winning the World Cup. You ain't winning the Grand National. You ain't winning Sports Personality of the Year. Cool yourselves down, Arsenal. Don't forget, remember, your Europa League team, Europa League level.
Facts.
Please, just cool down.
Kesh, what you got to say? What's your response to a man like Rasta?
I don't see Arsenal, well, not from me anyway. I'm not getting ahead of myself. Like, I expect my team to go there and put on a show. You haven't heard me say that we're going to win yet, but this old talk of you need to calm down.
Sorry, bro. We've heard your fans saying you've clocked how Klopp plays. You've done this. You've done that. You ain't done nothing, bro. You ain't going to do nothing. Let's be honest. Liverpool, Man United, Tottenham, Arsenal, they're all better than you. Let's be honest. Man City, come on, man. Kevin De Bruyne turns up at the Emirates and, like, after Lingard, that's his dance floor. Come, bro. You ain't doing nothing.
Listen,
you ain't gonna do nothing.
New season.
New season. New season is 3 games, bro. It's 3 games.
It is 3 games. But if you listen to what I've said, we haven't played much quality from West Ham, Fulham, and Liverpool was the only test. And I said we need to go into this game and actually give a good statement of ourselves and show that we're actually moving in the right direction. No one's saying we're going to. I'm not saying we're going to go City and walk them off the pitch, but we've got to go there in a time where they're vulnerable and actually put out a statement that we are actually moving in the right direction.
Bro, it's not 2005. Wenger's gone.
Okay, all right. If Leeds can go there, and put on a show, I expect Arsenal to go there and put on a show.
Well, and then you're gonna at the end after you get 4-5, you're gonna come back.
You sound like that. You sound like you've been hurt by Arsenal so many times as a young kid.
No, we haven't. Because the thing is, all right, go on.
We're not gonna go there and get whooped. You won't see this Arsenal team go away from home and lose 5-6-0. You won't see that this year.
I'm gonna be honest, Kesh. Everyone's gonna get a beating. It's happening.
No, not
Man City lost 5-2. Man City lost 5-2. Man United lost 6-1. Liverpool lost 7-2. It's coming.
Let's be honest. My Arsenal fans, my little brother's an Arsenal fan. Yeah, one thing. He's been gassing up. We've got Saliba. Bro, they ain't even gonna get in the Brentford team. We've been gassing him up for 2 years, bro. We've got Saliba. We've got Gabriel. Bro, if Gabriel was that good, Man United would have got him.
Hey,
let's be honest.
What are you talking about? You know what you're talking about. They tried to get him. He picked Arsenal. Get out of here.
Very cool.
Bro, if Thomas Partey was that good, bro, come on, Juventus would have got him. Liverpool would have got him.
Juventus don't have money. They went for Weston McKennie.
Ask his dad. Ask his dad.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Ask
you
his
do got
dad.
to do your
His dad.
research.
Where's
You
come
got
to
to do your
Chelsea?
research.
You listen to his
You got
dad
to do your
speak.
research. You
He
got to
wants
do
to
your
come to
research.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
Terry, what are you making?
You got
Bro,
to do
he
your
waited
research.
till the last day, so he's somebody decent with Brian. He's like, oh, bloody hell, I've got a par with these. All right, I'll go
All right.
Arsenal for a year. Let's go
Okay.
Arsenal for a year. Bro,
Right, and what team do you support, mate? Go on.
Raz, who do you support?
big Liverpool fan.
Big
Okay,
Liverpool fan.
another Liverpool.
Bro,
Yo,
I
don't
can take the
don't
thing is,
forget-
I
don't
can take
forget-
Man
don't
United.
forget-
I can
don't
take
forget-
Man United.
Don't forget, your
You can
team
take-
wasn't even in Europa
Hey.
League for 5 years, mate. So don't
Jesus.
talk. You're in the same
No
situation
one's
as us.
saying.
5
Let me
years
just
No,
ago.
no, hold on.
your team was
Hold
dead.
on, hold on,
Now
hold
your
on,
team
Nico.
is big. Now your
Hold
team
on,
is big.
hold on,
Now
hold
your
on, hold
team
on,
is
hold on,
big.
hold on, hold on.
Now that your
Hold
team
on,
is
hold on,
dead,
hold on, hold on.
it's what
Bro,
you've
we
done
were
for me
getting to
lately,
Europa.
right? Get out of here, bro. For 5 years, your team was dead out here. So get out of
Bro,
here.
we've lost
bro.
more
You're dead out
Champions
here.
League finals than
Nah,
we've
nah,
been
nah,
to,
nah,
bro.
nah, nah. What have you done in the Premier League era? Nothing, mate. One
Nothing
title,
at all.
the same
Nothing
as
whatsoever.
Oh,
Leicester.
I know.
Get
Okay,
out of
all
here.
right.
Get
You want
out
to talk
of
about
here.
history now, you go, yeah? You want to talk
No,
about
no, no.
history.
I'm talking about recent history. What have you done for me lately, right? You guys
Oh,
won one league.
we won the
one
league
league,
this
won one
last year.
Champions
We've
League.
been to two
Big
Champions League finals.
deal. Big
Once in
deal.
30 years.
Big deal. Get out of here.
What you done? You what?
Get
Bro,
out of here.
you
Get out of
finished.
here. Get out of here. Keep talking.
You finished eighth. You've been smoking eighth.
That was funny. Listen, Raz, I appreciate you coming on, having your say, bro. Thank you very, very much. That's this. Do you know what I say, right? Yes, it's heated. That rival talk, bro. That's proper. Next on the show, we've got Elite KJ and David joining us. What's going on, boy?
Easy.
That was beautiful,
Wait,
man.
Back.
It was perfect.
Top Raz is the best caller I think we've ever had on the show.
Yeah.
That was
Ever.
incredible.
Elite
The guy
KJ,
just got rattled.
KJ, clip that up, clip that up.
Oh, it's getting clipped, baby.
Oh, that
Let's
was
go.
beautiful. Beautiful.
That was amazing.
Liverpool fans are going to come out of the closet because they won a league now, innit? But we're all going to have to get used to it.
I
Very,
just love the
very-
way Gal gets so vexed, man. He gets so angry. It's
Nah,
unbelievable.
bro. Liverpool fans, don't forget your team was dead. You didn't even make it to Europa League for 5 years, so don't talk
Yeah, but
anymore.
Igal, you haven't won the Europa League.
No, but it's
Won
what
the Champions
have you done for
League.
me lately?
You haven't
It's
won
what have you
either
done
the
for me lately?
competition, bro.
This is that. Get
Terry,
out
can I
of
just
here.
say something on that party comment? Because he says, "Oh, now you got Partey. You think you got a league?" It's not. It's not. No one's saying Partey is the greatest, but we have to look at it. Is he's going to
Excuse
give
me,
you
Igal
more.
said he's better than Kante.
I'm talking for
What are you
myself.
talking
Yes, he
about?
did.
I'm talking for myself.
Yo, wait,
I said I
look
picked
at
my
myself,
guy.
yeah?
I never said he's better. I picked my guy.
I'm
Kish,
talking for myself. But what you have to understand is Partey is 2-3 levels above all of our central midfielders. And when you've got someone that's coming in with that much quality, you're going to see a difference in your team. He doesn't have to be world class. You just need players who's going to affect your game plan for the manager and whatever he sets out the team to be that game, that fixture. And you know what Partey is going to bring to this team. Arsenal's lacked an enforcer for so many years, and now we've got one. Everyone that's been saying, "Oh, Arsenal should have got this for how many years ago?" Now we've got him. You're looking down on him. What's that all about? Please tell me.
No. No one's looking down on Partey. Partey is a quality player, a very good player. What we're looking down on is Arsenal fans making out like he's the best midfielder in the world. That's all he is. That's all he is. I'm not saying you, Kesh.
Yeah,
You're not doing that.
There's
we've
fans
had
who go overboard with everybody.
One sec. We've had Arsenal fans on here actually say he's better than Kimmich.
He's not better than Kimmich.
Yeah, and that, I think that's, so when you're on the show on a daily basis and people say that, people are always going to come out and say these things. We'll go to KJ and David now. KJ, I mean, this is a big game this weekend, City versus Arsenal. How do you see it going? Who's going to win and why?
I think it will be very much like the Liverpool game when they beat them in the league 2-1. I feel like Arsenal will do what they're now doing, which is sitting back here on the counter. Yeah, yeah. See, he nods because he knows what is true. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do now in the big games. They'll do that. They might get a goal through a mistake or some good piece of play here and there. I don't know. They get one goal. But Man City will hit them hard. Man City will go after them and I think they'll just get their goals and it'll be like a 3-1, 2-1 kind of situation. But Arsenal would not get battered and opened up like they used to. They'll just get overran and overdone, and the game will be finished. That's how I see it going.
You see, KJ, I'm on the opposite side. I'm waiting for how all Arsenal fans are like, oh, we've now got Partey. We're going to play 4 at the back, 4-3-3. We're going to play this style of football. And I can't wait for them to be the first game they do it against Man City. If Kevin De Bruyne, right, the one saving grace Arsenal have is that De Bruyne may not be fit. If De Bruyne's not fit, then, you know, I still pick City to win 2-1. If De Bruyne is fit, though, I go 4-3-3.
But Dave, they're not going to go 4-3-3. Arteta has shown that he does not do that in the big games. He will go 3-4-3. Boom.
For me, the only reason he's gone 3-4-3 is because he literally has 2 working midfielders. That for me is the thing. Like, he doesn't have any other option to do it. Because if he plays a 3, he's going to have to play Ozil, and he doesn't want to do that. So with Partey now, I feel like he might go 4-3-3, and if he does do that, we're going to be seeing, you know, a spanking come in. And
David Luiz calamities.
This is my thing. They're going to play 4 at the back with Gabriel and David Luiz.
David Luiz.
Do you know what happened?
That's the thing. It's the David Luiz. I think the midfield can work as a 3 with Ceballos, Xhaka, and Partey.
No, Danny sideways.
No, it can work. No, because remember, Partey's not an anchor man. He will carry the ball forward. So if you got Ceballos and you got Xhaka and Partey, I think that's a good balance. But it's the back 2. Who are you gonna have your 2 centre backs? And we know David Luiz in the back 2 is a disaster waiting to happen.
Shocking.
So where do you go?
That midfield 3.
I think there's all this chat though. I don't think Arsenal are going to look to change too much. I think I know a lot of Arsenal fans all over the summer were telling us once we get a strong midfield, we're going to play more expansively. We'll open up more. I've said it a lot, and if I end up being wrong in the medium to long term, then I'll always hold my hands up and say that because, you know, it's strength of character to say when you're wrong. I think Mikel Arteta is a young Jose, young Simeone. I think this notion that he's going to play like Pep because he was an assistant manager under Pep, I just think it's misguided. I think he very much was in charge of defensive shapes, defensive elements of the game that Man City had. That's why the elements maybe gone to pot a little bit since he's left. That's why he's the whole system against, and I'm not talking against the smaller sides because you're always going to outplay them because you've got better players as an example. But when you've played anybody that's been in and around your level or better, he's been fairly pragmatic. And the better the teams get, the less of the ball you have, the less opportunities you create. But it's yielded results. I don't see if Arteta changes now and he starts losing, and then that whole thing about Arsenal won't get beat up this season that KJ said, they will if they start opening up because everybody will this season with the way games have gone. Like, it's how it is. I just think that the biggest mistake Arteta could make is change a winning formula right now. Change a few players, but why fix something that isn't broken? That would be an absolute.
No, but Terry, for me, they're getting results, but they're not playing well, and that does catch up to you. It does. Like they beat Sheffield United 2-1, and they had six shots on goal.
Your thing's breaking up real bad. Can you put some earphones in for us, bruv? Is that all right? So it's yeah. Oh, you got them earbuds in. I knew it was something. I knew there was something that was doing it. StreamYard hates them. A comment here says, we've all seen United fans gassing Harry Maguire as Harry Beckenbauer. Bruv, you saw one man do that.
One man! One guy, man. One guy.
One voice.
Terry, you know what I will say, though, is, I do see us going to a 4-3-3, but just not against teams with a certain quality. Like, if, for instance, we did get in Osum Awa with Partey, I think that would be a good midfield combination. But our midfield is not strong enough to go up against City with a 3 in midfield.
And I agree.
That's one thing I'll say.
What I would say to that is this: when you think about the managers that have been coined as pragmatic in their careers, Simeone would be one. Jose is another that's out there.
I agree.
Allegri, when they play against lesser teams, they open up and attacked. Like look how many goals some of Jose's Chelsea teams scored as an example. It's a fallacy that every game they sat behind the ball, absorbed and counter-attacked. It just isn't true. The same as Simeone. I don't watch a lot of the League of Football, but I've had it in the background, sort of like games. I've watched highlights of Atletico Madrid. When they're playing against Sporting Gijon, they're not sitting behind the ball being pragmatic. I think what Arsenal will do under Arteta, though, is in top 6 clashes, and maybe this season when you play maybe Everton's and Leicester's, I think it will be. But I'm seeing it from a place of soul. I've been praising it. I praised it so much in the beginning before Arsenal fans even realised you were doing it. But I got accused of being salty. I'm like, bruv, I'm actually saying it's the best thing any manager's done at Arsenal because you needed this change for 15 years because you don't buy and spend the money to have the players anymore to go toe-to-toe with the other big teams. And that isn't a disrespect, it's the facts. And you know that because you guys want to spend more money. Now, Thomas Partey is very good. Aubameyang's very good. If you have players like City when everyone's fit, etc. We've got players of that ilk in nearly every single position. It's easier to go toe to toe. You just don't anymore. And I think it's the right way to go about things as well. I really, really do. We're going to do score predictions now as we're coming up to nearly an hour. 2,000 people tuning in. Please hit the like button for us.
Terry, I wanted to jump in on something.
Yeah, go for it, Gal. Go on, speak first. Go on.
What Kesh was talking about, you guys know the Arsenal squad has not been a balanced squad, be it from the midfield or our attack. It's always been an imbalanced squad. So recently what they've been trying to do is they've been trying to balance it out, and I still think we're maybe 1 or 2 midfielders away from having a team that can play a 3-4-3 consistently, because we didn't have the players in the midfield. Partey is probably only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to the midfield. We still probably need 1 or 2 more pieces in the midfield for us to be consistently playing the 3-4-3 position formation.
Okay. Super chat here says, I saw Arteta sacrifice the ball in a midfield that consisted of Curtis Jones. I can't pronounce that guy's name. And Harry. There we go. He's tactically overrated. If he was English and bald.
He said.
I do get where that comment's coming. You know, like sometimes we say like certain English football players and managers get protected. There is also the opposite end of that, where like Sam Allardyce. I know he's never managed a big club, but it's like when the people are English and play pragmatically, it's because they're unseasoned, isn't it? Like they're playing chicken and fish fingers. That's fish fingers is a delicacy to them, isn't it? When a foreign manager does it, it's tactical marketing.
That's the question. Is Arteta any better than Sean Dyche, bro?
No, he's not. Is he better manager than Chris Wilder? No.
If Arteta can keep Arsenal in the league for 10 years, then yeah, he's better than Sean Dyche.
Your comparisons are
Listen, I'm
ludicrous.
going to stay humble till the season. When the end of the season comes, I'll talk. We'll let everyone have their.
When end of the season comes and you're 8th, you won't talk. You'll be gone.
I was thinking more Tony Pulis, really, to be honest.
I don't know. Tony Pulis is a goat. Don't disrespect Tony Pulis with Arteta. That man is a legend.
I'm not happy.
Is Arteta better than Alan Pardew?
No.
Alan Pardew made Papi Cisse become the equivalent of Bruno Fernandes with his contribution.
What do you need, David? You've had sex with a girl in it, bruv. Suddenly you actually got your
no. What it is? That's got actual light, bro.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, man. You were slagging me off the other day on the Chelsea channel. I heard you.
We don't do that on there.
And I'm like, I'm the boss, and these men are on me like I'm a dickhead, bro. Like,
all I'm saying about Arsenal is that I'm not. For me, your midfield is your biggest problem because there's just no creativity. Nothing. Even with Partey with his 2 assists against Qatar, you still have no creativity.
What are you talking, David? They got Ozil on 350k a week.
But he don't play. They've got Thomas Partey. They've got Danny Sideways, and they've got.
You're not telling us anything we don't know.
And they got Granite backwards. That's what they've got.
You're not telling us anything we don't know. Yes, we lack creativity.
Slow the salt down. Do these super chats that people are very kindly donate. First one said, I don't think Partey will start. In my opinion, it's still going to be the 3-4-3 for a couple of games. Partey will be subbed onto the field of play. Another one here says, never seen a more deluded fan base. Anyone who thinks Arteta is overrated needs to uppercut their own. There was another one here as well from Yaz. I can't see how City beat Arsenal on the weekend. I guarantee that City will lose this game. I put my life on it. Don't put your life on it, bro.
Life savings.
If City win, donate like £500 to the channel if you're that confident. Donate it now, £100. And if your prediction comes right, I'll pay it back to you. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, put the down payment down first.
And I'm at risk because we lose 30% of it to YouTube. So I'll be out. Guys, score predictions. We'll start with Kesh first of all, bruv. Arsenal versus City. What's the score going to be, bruv?
2-2.
2-2. We'll go to Jem next.
I'm going to be nice. It's not even actually that nice, really. I'm going to go 3-1 City.
Neeks.
2-1 City.
Elite to the K to the J.
I agree. 2-1 City.
David.
4-0.
To who?
To Man City, of course. Man City.
I've got to ask, why such a slap?
Because you see, this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting from what the Arsenal fans are telling me, because I don't watch that much of Arsenal realistically. What they're telling me is that they're going to go 4-3-3 and they're going to try and attack City because that's Arteta. Arteta is Junior Pep, and Pep is, and Arteta, he's the savior. He's the savior. He's the FA Cup winner. He's going to win the Champions League in 3 years. So I'm expecting big things. Unfortunately, he's coming against the master, so he's going to get spanked 4-0. He's going to get put back in his place, and the Arsenal fans' gas will disappear.
You're sounding like a gal, fam. That's deluded, fam. Why are you
No, it's not. No. If Arteta lines up 3-4-3,
he's not going to do that, bro. I'm not even an Arsenal fan.
He ain't gonna do that.
If Arteta, okay, me being serious, if he does what I expect him to do, I think City will win 2-1. If he goes 4-3-3, I am putting 4-0 down as a bet.
Okay, that's fair enough. My view, I was doing my score prediction in a minute. Like, the only way, though, that Arsenal are going to lose by 3 goals or more as a margin is if they concede a very sloppy early goal and it ends up opening them up. Like, that's the only way that's going to happen. Next, we're going to go to Igal, please, bro.
I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal. No, hear me out. If City have not been performing well, you can say throughout the season so far, and if they don't score an early goal, they've shown as the game goes on they start to struggle. And I think if we can get an early goal and we hold on to the lead, and City are going to open up, and we could possibly get a second, and it might be the FA Cup all over again.
Can I ask you a question again before you guys? Have Arsenal been playing well this season?
No, we haven't. But what we have been doing
I'm just checking.
We've been grinding out results and showing a level of that we haven't shown consistently over the couple seasons ago. We would lose these kind of games under Unai Emery, even under Arteta.
Against two relegation teams and West Ham.
Wait, let him finish, boys. Let him finish.
No, but seriously, we had our XG shows that we weren't supposed to win that game against West Ham, but somehow we pulled it out. These games, we've been showing fight that we haven't been showing consistently over years.
Yeah,
so that is my level of optimism. And don't forget, I'm backing my team because I see what's going on at Man City. Right now, they're vulnerable. This is probably the best time to play them. That's why I'm saying I'm backing my squad. If it was last year, obviously it would be a tougher game. But right now, they're vulnerable.
Wow.
Yannick, give us your score prediction, please. We save the best till last.
I think it'll be close. I think it'll be 2-1 City. One of the reasons why I think that is because I can't see us going 3 games without a win. So I think the fact that we haven't been playing well and we've lost and then drawn probably means we're more likely to win than if, say, we'd won the last 2. But I think Pep doesn't normally go 3 games without a win. So, yeah, I think for that reason. But I do think it'll be close. I think it'll be a 2-1. 3-1 at a push if De Bruyne has a great game. But, yeah, I think 2-1.
There we go. I'm going to go with 2-1 City as well. I think City will nick it. But I think it'll be one of those just close game affairs. What will be interesting about this approach from Arsenal is if their goal comes from a mistake. Because there's a lot of Arsenal fans that think teams make mistakes because of the pressure they put on them. There are others that think not. It's interesting because if that is the case, that mistakes happen because of the pressure that's put on them, then we just got to get off Harry Maguire's back, innit? Because it's the other team that making it. It's not him.
Yeah.
What I love, that's what I mean about mistake. When it's a mistake of someone you dislike or a rival, it's like, because you're rubbish, bruv. When the team doesn't against you, it's like, we made them. It's a bit like when a striker misses. Your striker goes through one-on-one, goalie saves it. Should have scored, bruv. When your goalie pulls a save off, see, told you he's world class. Mindset, bruv. See, he's thinking me. I've got this mad brain that just works better than anyone else's. See, I don't mean that. Again, I know you don't get English humor. That's like sarcasm, bruv. Don't mean it.
Remember, one thing we are forgetting about is not been mentioned.
Oh my God, don't.
The Arsenal judge could be kicking. I'm telling you, fam. They've got the judge this whole season, bro.
Why do you
the
keep
fact that
saying
we
this?
listen. The fact that we are again doing this thing where we put Arsenal down, where we don't believe in Arsenal, that we don't give them props, that is when the judges are in full force. That's when they get the wins that they don't deserve.
KJ, they've won 3 games this year. They've won against Sheffield United, who have scored 1 goal. They beat West Ham, who are everyone predicted to go down, who are actually they look a slightly better. Who was the other one? Who was the other one? I don't even know. Fulham, who are the worst team in the Prem, and they're giving it all this.
For the entire transfer window, everyone's saying Arsenal's not doing good business. Everyone's saying Arsenal's been crap, blah, 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 blah. This is how they get powers, people. We need to start praising them, making them feel good. And then when they're up there, that's when they crash down to earth, because they can't handle pressure.
As long as the gals
is real.
As long as the gals here, there will be enough gas for them to fall down.
There'll be enough judge coming out of a gal's mouth. That's all the judge you're going to be getting.
They could lose 5-0, and a gal could be like, at least it was at double figures this week.
Yeah, it would be.
You guys talking about me more than the game.
You're always on their mind. That's what you are.
Rent free, bro.
Start
charging them.
Jerome here says, I can see 1-0 to Arsenal because Arteta is going to park the bus and then get a lucky break, can win them the game. As the defense is a bit suspect.
See, Jerome believes in the judge. He believes in the judge.
Why does everyone say it's lucky? I don't understand this notion that sitting back and actually countering, when in fact when you watch Arsenal's goals, they're actually a thing of beauty.
I hear what he's saying. When you pass out from the back. No, I don't disagree.
It's not like we lump it up the field and you straight in behind the defender and you score.
I agree. Because a lot of times you pass out from the back and then you end up getting, and it usually looks a good goal. But the reason why we can say that it's lucky, I didn't say he did, but the reason why people might feel they can say that, you lot have been saying it for the last 20 years. People have been parking the bus against you when you're playing this beautiful football. I think beautiful football is winning football, but beautiful football. And then when they win, they were lucky. They just did that. Then they just did. So people are just kind of pushing it back. I don't agree. It's not lucky. You have a game plan.
When
and you win.
When Man United beat you a few times on the bounce in recent years, like a few times with Jose, and then the way that Ollie did in the FA Cup game, that was called. Those counter attacks were beautiful, but they were called luck. They were called. That's why I think what you got to remember is. That's why you'll get crap back in the other direction is when you throw it out, when you lose to teams that are playing pragmatically, and then suddenly you start praising it, it's what's going to happen. Does that make sense? You see it all the time. We see it a lot on socials where, like, Ollie, he's going for a lot of crap at the moment, but when Ollie was winning, it was like, he's a counter-attacking manager only, and Arsenal fans included were like slagging him off for it. And now their club's doing it. It's like seen as a wonderful thing to do. And, teams are always going to have these swings around. About 2-3 years ago when Liverpool weren't winning anything, Liverpool fans would say, winning isn't important. It's about being the most attractive footballing team. And we're playing the most attractive football. We're winners. And then they start winning a little bit, not pragmatically, but they start winning a little bit more ugly in games. And they go, see, true teams win ugly. And I'm like, but 2 years ago, it was true teams play beautiful football.
Terry, the only reason this thing of them scoring beautiful goals is things because they actively point it out every time they score a goal. Like every single team in the Premier League scores goals from passing it out the back. Everyone will do it. But Arsenal are especially the ones to be like, oh, you see what we did in that game? Let me bring it back 2 weeks later. Let me bring it back 2 weeks after that.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? It's not even the fans doing it. It's the club itself. Like, the way they milk that Aubameyang contract was mad. They built it up for 4 weeks, bro, and you already knew you signed the thing, but they built it up. The way they're milking it, I rate it. I respect it.
I'm all here for Arsenal's football because, as far as I said, the best football is winning football, and that's the bottom line for me. So when Jose was getting stick, even he was at Chelsea and at Man United, even at Real Madrid to an extent, I'm like, yeah, but he won the league. Yeah, but he won the league. That's the thing that matters. When you win, if you play beautiful football, quote unquote, and lose, you had a bad game. I don't care how many passes you strung together. I don't care what possession stats you had. I don't care how many shots you had. If you didn't score more than opposition, you did not play good football. If that happens consistently, it's not a good thing.
I got into
get the results. Arteta's
I
doing
got
a good
into a
job.
physical fight at Old Trafford when under LVG we had 3 or 4 games in like a month where we lost a couple of them. We lost away against Swansea, and then I remember. I want to say Swansea, and then at home we drew, and it was the same thing. We had all the ball, they let us have it, and then they pounced on us on the counter. And I was outside chatting to someone. I said, we keep getting outplayed. And this guy's like, how do we get outplayed? We had 8% of the ball, all these shots. When we were outplayed, like I don't mean outplayed in terms of possession. That's not what outplayed is to me. They allowed us to do all that because they knew we were susceptible on the counter-attack. They outthought us then. He's like, no, we didn't get outplayed or outthought. It was luck. I'm like, it's not luck. Isn't luck when the same thing it's like we're vulnerable and there's spacing behind our fullbacks and people are exploiting that space against us. It is what it is. But listen, as you say, Arsenal fan, I'm always going to throw the salt there as a bit of a laugh, but it's mainly because I've had it from you guys for even when Fergie beat.
It's okay. It's okay, Terry. You're going through something tough. I won't make fun of United, but I'm just saying.
So when,
I'm just saying.
When's your last Premier League title? When's your last Champions League?
Who's talking? Who's talking right now?
Me. Hi.
Come on, United fans.
And they'll give
Come
it
on,
out.
guys. You guys are going through a tough time yourselves. You guys are going through a tough time yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was praising your club. What's that?
No. That wasn't a shot at you only. It was everybody.
You said
David himself.
You finished eighth last year.
You've been traumatized by Arsenal.
I heard my name come out your lips.
Terry, you're going through a hard time,
You
Terry.
literally said my name. The word Terry came out.
United are going through a tough time. Let's be honest.
Hang on. What's that got to do with me praising your football team, bro?
I didn't even realize you were praising it. I thought you were going through a soliloquy to make fun of it.
You know what? You know what in Gallies? No, you know what in Gallies? You know that kid that always gets stick at school, and so every time someone says anything, he's just like, "What are you on about?" No. He's always on the. He's always ready to attack. And now you are that guy, bro.
He said, "I'm being traumatized by Arsenal." I'm sorry. Do you forget? You know what? I don't even need to talk about this. But all I'm saying, we beat you 6-0 in your greatest manager's 1,000th game, and we have a Champions League, and you don't. Relax yourself.
Now, let me just finish what I was saying. What I was pointing out to is that Man United used to play like this beautiful football, possession-based football, but it was trash because we didn't win enough games. Arsenal fan, you're going to get banter for playing pragmatically because for 20 years you've slagged off teams for playing pragmatically. But you've just got to take it all on the chin and just laugh it off. That's all I'm going to say. I'm praising it. I praise it so much that even Arsenal fans attack me for it. It's so weird. Like that. What do you mean it's pragmatic? We like the way we counter is more beautiful. And this is where it becomes embarrassing, though. When people say things like the way we counter is more beautiful than anybody else's counter. It's a bit like Jesus Christ, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, my missus is the pig, your missus is the pig. Let's not compare which pig looks the best. That's a joke, everyone. That's not true.
Oh dear.
Comment here from David. I am waiting for when we play Chelsea. You talk so much smack and deserve a humbling.
Well,
David.
I'm assuming you're an Arsenal fan until you finish above me or do something like, you know, like impressive. I don't like.
Oh,
why are you here?
David went private school. He sounds
why
like
are
one
you
of those private school kids, fam.
There we go. Everyone who's tuned into this show, thank you. Jan, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the channel again. It's been too long. Kish as well, thank you for making an appearance, mate. It's nice to actually chat to you. Speaks some real good sense. David, KJ, Jem, Neek, the rivals, always beautiful. No other channel does this. No other YouTube channel has rivals on for these kind of previews. I think it's always worth doing because you see it getting under the skin of the rivals when they're like, you can see it, especially a Gal rocks like he's got schizophrenia. Like that. He's like, brah. But boys, as well, Gal, thank you very much for coming on some good opinions. Back tomorrow, of course, more clickbait news for you throughout the day. 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, we have the guys on from Toffee TV, Everton fans, going head-to-head in a preview with very special guests, very famous Liverpool fan from, you've seen him on Redmen, you've seen him on the Cop TV. He's got one of the most iconic fan cams ever. And if I say to you that I don't do if, buts, or maybes, I do absolutes, you know what I'm talking about. Man like Jay's going to be on the show tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. So make sure you're tuning into the Football Terrace. We're going to be doing a Newcastle Man United preview as we bid farewell to the end of the Ollie era because we all know it's coming, don't we? Simple as that.
Terry, you paid £15 for that game. Wow. Very impressed.
Am I paying £15 for the game?
Yeah. Pay-per-view, isn't it?
I have a business that means I have to report on every single top 6 game. I can't not watch it. So, yes.
Don't worry. Zayn will give that back to him anyway.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I pay for it. Of course, I pay for everything I watch on the TV. Everyone, take care of yourselves. Good night. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.